Everybody. Hi, everybody. This is Elektra Yao, artist visa lawyer located here in New York. I'm sorry for my Instagram frame. I'm charging my cell phone. The first couple of days of the week, we talked about some notable approvals, notably some behind the scenes people. Yesterday, we talked about a question that I received from somebody, and today we're going to talk about a really interesting question that I received from a potential client. Hi, thank you for joining on Instagram. Thank you everybody for joining on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on TikTok. So I got a really interesting question today that I want to try to answer. It's a little bit high concept, but we're going to try to answer it. Why should I choose the O-1 visa? Why should I choose the O-1 visa? What makes the O-1 visa worth it? What makes the O-1 visa good for me? Why is the O-1 visa something that I should pursue? Now, let's just be very frank and be very honest about this visa type. It is a visa type that is primarily the O1B for creative people. So for people who use creativity and artistry in all the work that they do. Now, this can be somebody who's at the front, at the forefront, so an actor, performer, dancer. This can also be behind the scenes people who are realizing, are creating those creative works that we are seeing and consuming and appreciating on a day-to-day basis. But there's more to it than that, right? There's more to it than just it being a visa for creative people, isn't it? Because you could also, as a model, be on an H-1B visa if you wanted to. Now, why choose the O-1? What is it that is so great about the O-1? Especially since it's so high concept, especially since it's so labor intensive. Hi, Marcello from Atlanta. Especially since there's so many documents to get, so many people to mobilize. You've got to mobilize the people who are signing your letter of recommendations. You've got to mobilize the people who are signing your future work. You've got to mobilize the union who has to sign who has to give you the letter of no objection from the union. You've got to mobilize different people to make this happen. So it is not an easy feat. It is a little bit complicated. So why? Why put yourself through all of this torture? Getting all these people together, getting all these documents signed. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I believe the O-1 is an attractive visa choice for lots of people who are creatives and artists and artistic compared to the other visa types. And for me, I can sum it up in one word, and that word is freedom. Professional freedom. For most visa types, if not all visa types, you are tied to one employer. I don't think that we understand the magnitude of being tied to one person or one company for our livelihood. Hello. I don't think we understand what that actually means when you are dependent on one company or one individual for your livelihood, for your money, for your income. And most visa types are like that. The O-1 is not like that. You are not tied to one company or one individual to source your income. You are also not required to only do paid work. So, what does that mean? A lot of the times, artists and creatives work on passion projects. These passion projects are sometimes unpaid. They're very fulfilling and they're great, but they're unpaid. And you're allowed to do that on your O-1. You're allowed to do unpaid work on your O-1 as long as you are maintaining your status, right? As long as you're doing other things that are paying you to deliver your services. But you get professional freedom, meaning you can work for a variety of different entities and people, and you're not just tied to one individual or one company. Now, if we contextualize this in, for example, what happened with COVID, where let's say you were one of those people that was let go, or let's say you were one of those people who worked for a company that was downsizing, and you didn't have a job anymore. You were out of status. You were out of you were not able to work, therefore you were unable to maintain your status. So the O-1 gives you that professional freedom. The O-1 gives you that ability to hustle, to make money, to make new people, new connections, to work for different companies. You are free to, obviously you cannot file as an actor and then one day decide you want to be, a makeup artist. There's no relation to the underlying petition. But You're not tied to one production. You can work on different types of productions. You can earn income broadly within your field without being tied to one company and one individual. Now, this is very powerful. This is very powerful, especially when we're coming from countries where maybe it is very normal to just like work with one company, or maybe the concept of working for multiple individuals or multiple companies or freelancing or gig work is not as developed as it is here in the US. So I think that this is a very liberating way of understanding your professional career. And it also is a way of responsibilizing you. It also is giving you the opportunity to be like, hey, you want to do this? You could work for him, her, they, them. You can work and you can make it happen. And I think that is what's so great about the O-1, that you really can make it happen based on your forces, based on how you move within your industry, based on who you connect with your industry. And that is why if you qualify for the O-1 visa, despite how labor intensive it is, despite the amount of work that you have to do to mobilize the different individuals to make this case happen, despite the incorrect analyses of the immigration officers who do not understand the arts or understand the law, I think it is a visa type that is worth your time. And I think it is one of the few visa types that allows you to really develop your professional expertise to eventually qualify for the self-petition green card. And in this self-petition green card, you don't need an employer, you don't need a job offer. It is based on you, based on your forces, and based on your professional achievements, which is why the O-1 visa is a great segue to really flourishing within your career and pushing yourself to the greatest heights that you can achieve. And when you're stuck to one person or one company, sometimes you can do it. I'm not saying that you can't go work for a major company and do great things and be a superstar and be fabulous. But a lot of the times, most people, they need to kind of work for different people, get their groove, figure out their niche, figure out, what is their unique value, what is their unique selling point. And the O-1 allows you to grow. And that's why I think the O-1 visa, if you do qualify for it, it is something that it is absolutely worth your time, because once you get approved, the benefits are enormous. And the biggest benefit is being able to work on behalf of multiple employers and not having your livelihood, your ability to earn income tied to one company. In 2023, where we need to be as diverse with our initiatives and as diverse with our curiosities, it is a great way to legally work on behalf of multiple employers here in the US. So that is why I think you should choose the O-1 compared to other visa types. Other visa types are fabulous as well, but there are very few visa types that allow you to work for multiple employers, giving you that key to freedom to allow you to explore your creativity, explore your artistry, and make money doing so. Thank you so much for joining. I will be back on Monday with answering other questions that I have received from email, via consultations, through current clients. It's a great opportunity to take the weekend to really start to think and brainstorm about your careers. Go on my website, send me emails, download my free resources to help you and guide you on this journey. Even if it's a preliminary journey where you're kind of just, putting your feet in water, trying to understand what's going on, trying to understand yourself. It's a great way to try and figure it out if this is something that is good for you. Take advantage of my free resources. There are no other lawyers that work with artist visas and artist green cards that give free resources. So take advantage of the free resources that I'm giving you. Have a great weekend, and we will be back on Monday with more questions. Bye, everybody.